Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and the livestock and all the wild animals and over all the creatures that move along the ground. What else, God? I thought he was alone. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. In this channel we talk about voodoo stuff, but in today's video we are going to talk about the Bible, precisely Genesis, the first chapter. Some of you probably already know that I was a Christian once upon a time. I grew up in a Christian family, so I was very religious growing up. In another video, I will tell you guys why I left the church. But I will start making videos about a lot of things in the Bible that were not supposed to be taken literally, okay? They are allegorics. And you will be surprised to know that a lot of things in the Bible, when we start taking them allegorically the way we are supposed to take them, they have a lot of mysteries behind them that we already knew in Voodoo. But let's focus on the first chapter today, on why we're not supposed to take the creation story literally. Okay, here's how we are going to do this. I have my laptop here, so I'm going over the first chapter of Genesis in my laptop here, and I will point out things that just don't make sense, okay? From the get-go, there's something that we're not quite sure about here. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The Bible is not specific about what he means when he says that God created the heavens. What do you mean about the heavens? He didn't mean the sky, because he would create the sky in the second day. So what does the Bible mean about God created the heavens? We're not sure about that. But let's go on. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. So the Bible is not giving the details that we need here to be specific, because if you say God created the earth, okay, then he's not saying God created like a watery world. He's just saying God created the earth, but then keep on going by saying that the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. So when God created that water, we're not sure about it. But that's not a problem, okay? It gets crazier. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. I find that really weird, because there's a lot of passage in the Bible that is referring to Jesus as the light of the world. You know, I was part of the group of Christians that believe that Jesus is God, okay? So if Jesus is the light of the world, Jesus is God, that means God is the light of the world also. So if God is the light of the world, then what does the Bible mean by saying God said that there be light and there was light? If he's light, he's shining light already, then why create light? And we know that he didn't mean the sun, because the sun is not created yet. And God saw that the light was good. I have a problem about that sentence, because saying that God saw that the light was good is like saying God didn't know beforehand if the light was good. He created the light and then he saw it was good. And then people say like God knows everything. He knows what's going to happen. If he knows everything, then he's supposed to know that the light is good before he creates the light. You know, it's like he didn't know what he was doing. He just created light and then, oh, it's good. Let's keep going. And he separated the light from the darkness. We still don't understand that part. God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening and there was morning the first day. I find it really difficult to believe there was a day even before the sun was created. There's a day, there's a night, because we have a sun. We have a star that is shining light. So I just don't get that part. God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. What does that mean? But let's just keep going. And God said, that's where it gets very, very bizarre. It gets very weird, very strange. And God said, let there be a vault between the waters to separate water from water. I don't have to read that again. It just doesn't make sense. Even if I read this like 10 times, you will not get it. So God made the vault, and He separated the water under the vault from the water above it. And it was so. So there's water here, there's water there. This is the vault. And God called the vault sky, and there was evening, there was morning, the second day. What we know as being the sky, it's not really a vault that has water above it. Like, it just doesn't make sense. Okay, it only makes sense if you're thinking about it like, ancient people, they don't have enough technology to know what's going on around them. So when it's raining, they think the water is coming above the sky, that there's water above the sky, and every time it's raining, so somehow that water is making it to them. So that's the only way that it makes sense, because we know now it's just atmosphere up there. It's just atmosphere, okay? And when it's raining, the water is coming from the clouds. So that part is the strangest part. That was the strangest part for me when I was a believer. I just couldn't understand that part. That part was so bizarre for me. Let's keep going. And God said, let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear. And it was so. God called the dry ground land, and the gathered waters He called seas, and God saw that it was good. Yet again, so it was good. It just meaning that God didn't know beforehand. He just creating stuff, and He's like, it's good, it's good. And then God said, let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants, and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds. And it was so. The land produced vegetation, plants bearing seed according to their kinds, and trees bearing fruit with seed in it according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And there was evening, and there was morning, the third day. Yet again, the sun is not created yet. The sun is not created yet, and God is creating plants. That's just not scientific, let's just keep going. And God said, let there be lights in the vault of the sky. So that is saying, I didn't mean to laugh. Listen, there's a sky, there's a water above the sky, okay? There's a water above the sky, and let there be lights in the vault of the sky. So that is saying the sun is in the sky, in the vault of the sky. So that water that the Bible was talking about, it's above the sun. Yep, because He said the water was above the sky. Okay, the vault of the sky, the water was above it, and there was water under it. So we already established that the water under the sky is the sea, but now He is creating light again. He is creating light again. What was the source of the first light? We don't know about that. okay? But this light is in the vault of the sky. Let there be light in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night. So day and night wasn't already separated. We are in the fourth day here. What do you mean? So there were like 4 days without the sun, but you already said there was a light. Now you're creating another light. Okay. And let them serve as signs to mark sacred times and days and years. And yet Christians are not about, astrologies and that stuff. When we know it's all over the place in the Bible. Okay, by the way, I'm a Leo and my birthday is on 18th of this month. So yeah, you cannot say you didn't know. Okay, now you know. Let's keep going. And let them be lights in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth. Apparently there wasn't light, but we are in the fourth day and God already created light. Let's just keep going. If someone understands, like when I'm saying the stuff that I just don't understand, if you understand it, like please comment it down below, try to explain, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that are like me out there that just don't understand the stuff. And it was so. God made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day and the lesser light to govern the night. He also made the stars. That's a really big problem here, because scientifically the moon, it's not a light, okay? It's not a lesser light, it's not a light at all. So it's just reflecting the light of the sun. So there's a problem here, okay? That gives like, ancient people vibe that didn't have enough technology. They don't know anything about what's going around them, what's happening around them. They just see the moon is shining and stuff, so they're like, oh, light, it's a light. Yeah, that's what it gives. And he also made the stars. I find it really difficult to believe that part, because God spends a whole 7 days to create the earth and everything that's in it, and then on the fourth day, one sentence, he also made the stars. There's a billion stars out there. Like there's so many stars out there. We are so tiny compared to many stars, to many other planets out there. So I find it really, really, really bizarre, God is spending the whole 7 days creating everything that's here on earth, but the stars, one sentence. Okay. God set them in the vault of the sky to give light on the earth. So yet again, remember, since at first the vault of the sky, water under it. So God set the stars in the vault of the sky. That's why now it makes a lot of sense. Like in the last book, Apocalypse, I think that's what it's supposed to say. Yeah, Apocalypse. In the last book, it makes sense when it says like stars were falling off the sky. So they were falling on earth. It makes sense, So it makes sense, because if we're taking it literally, it's because those people, they see tiny stars up there, so they think they can fall on earth, but yet again, a lot of those things are not to be taken literally. Okay, when you see that I'm laughing, it's because I'm reading them literally. Okay, I'm showing how they don't make any sense literally. Okay, they're not to be taken literally. Okay, but I will come in another video explaining the deep meaning behind them. But let's just keep going. To govern the day and the night, and to separate light from darkness, and God saw that it was good. I still have problem with that sentence. And there was evening and there was morning, the fourth day. And God said, let the water teem with living creatures, let birds fly above the earth across the vault of the sky. So God created the great creatures of the sea and every living thing with which the water teems and that moves about in it, according to their kinds, and every winged bird according to its kind. And God saw that it was good. And God blessed them and said, be fruitful and increase in number and fill the water in the seas and let the birds increase on the earth. And there was evening and there was morning, the fifth day. Okay, let's keep going. Maybe if I read it, like, there's something that I see, like, if you read, not just read, if you watch a movie like 3 times, 4 times, or if you read a part of the Bible like 3 times or 4 times, I guarantee you on the 4th times or on the 3rd times you will see more details. You will see things that you didn't see at first in the first time that you were reading it. Okay, go and try it. Even a movie, like if you watch a movie like 2 times, 3 times, you understand it better. There are so many details that you didn't catch at first. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure if I read that part again another day, I would find something. Creepy. And God said, let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals, each according to its kind. And it was so. God made the wild animals according to their kinds, the livestock according to their kinds, and all the creatures that move along the ground according to their kinds. And God saw that it was good. And then God said, let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky and the livestock and all the wild animals and over all the creatures that move along the ground. What else, God? I thought he was alone. I told you that I will make a video about that part. How at first it was a polytheistic religion. They had a polytheistic belief, but then it became into a bizarre monotheistic religion. I say bizarre because they say there's one God in 3, the Son, Spirit, God sent his Son Jesus. It's bizarre. It is. But at first it was a polytheistic religion. Okay, so it makes sense that they didn't change that part. They leave the us to give us a clue. Let us make mankind in our image, in our likeness. And this image, this likeness, I mean, if God is not physical like us, he's more like a spirit. What does it mean by saying in our image, in our likeness? So God created mankind in his own image. What image? The Bible is not clear about that. The image of God, he created them, and male and female he created them. So God is both. God is male and female at the same time. Yep. And here he creates male and female at the same time. You will see in another video that I will make that there's a big contradiction between the first chapter of the Bible and the second chapter. That's the head of the Bible, guys. We're not deep into it. We're in the head of the Bible, and there's so many problems there. God blessed them and said to them, be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth, subdue it, rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground. Okay. Then God said, I give you every seed bearing plant on the face of the earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it, they will be yours for food. Wow. What about so many poisonous? What about so many poisonous plants out there that can kill us, that can make us ill? They forgot about that part. And to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds in the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food. And it was so. That's weird, because a lot of beasts, a lot of animals, they don't eat plant. They eat other animals. When I was Christian, that gave me a lot of problem. That resonated really bad in my head. Like, why would God create a life? If He's so good, why would He create a life? Animals have to eat other animals. There has to be predators, out there. That used to make me think a lot. Okay. God saw all that He had made, and it was very good. And there was evening, there was morning, the sixth day. Okay, that's it, guys. So in the next video, I don't know what video I will do, but in this series of the Bible, I will probably talk about the deep meaning behind the creation. Okay, but I don't know yet. Okay. But in the next video, I don't know yet what video I will bring to you. Maybe I will bring a video about the law, about the spirit. You don't know. Maybe. Okay. So thank you so much. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching my videos, guys. Thank you so much. And I see there's a problem lately with my YouTube channel. I'm not receiving views. So please, guys, click the notification button so that YouTube may notify you on time when I upload a new video. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet. Like the video, and please leave a comment. Okay, any comment. I'm very open. So thank you so much. Thank you, and see you in another video.
Badesule amwalae, one meta kwewu akumisho. Badesule wa ewa. Badesule amwalae, one meta kwewu